favor, but we had to go through illness. We've had to go through that time when the doctors come in and say, hey, I'm sorry, you know, here's the big C, or here's this, or here's that you're gonna have to deal with, and you gotta go in the hospital. And then even some of us have had to face the death of a loved one. You know, you're favored, but this unexpected death is just really, you just can't get past it. So there's so many things. You know, we have aging parents now that, you know, they used to take care of us and you know, change our diapers. Now we're taking care of them. And they were saying in I think it's China, that adult diapers have outweighed the sales of Pampers. So that's because of an aging generation. And if you stay around here long enough, you'll realize you're starting to go back to that baby thing. Well, somebody's got to take care of you, but right now, we hadn't planned that Mama and them would come live with us, but now Mama and Daddy are with us.
And what we've seen and heard and talked to pastors all across the city and across the country is that people who are going through their difficult times, many times they withdraw from church. They half go to church. They half read the Bible, half pray. And we've been talking in Houston about how there seems to be a Harvey Haze still over the city of Houston. Even though we're coming out, we had a great breakfast with the mayor this week, but we're coming out and God has done some great things. But you're in some situations and you're going through it and you say, this don't look like favor. If this is not what favor is supposed to be. So here's the principle we want you to go by. Repeat this after me. Go by what God said.
What God said.
And not by how things look.
How things look.
Did y'all get that?
Yes.
You go by what God said.
Yes.
You go by what God said to you. You go by what God said to you in His Word. You go by what God said to you in your prayer time and your meditation time. You go by what God said to you through song. You cut on your radio one morning and you dreaded going to work, but He spoke to you. You go by what God said to you.
Yes.
You go by what the preacher said to you, spoke over your life and prayed over you. You go by that and not by how it looks.
Amen.
Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
And when you're on that trip, you got to go by what God said and not by how things look.
Amen. So that first one says, favor sometimes is inconvenient and brings discomfort, but you focus on what God said. And that's what Mary and Joseph were doing on their trip.
Our next point, write this down. Favor operates on God's timing. You got to understand. Favor operates on whose timing?
God's timing.
God's timing. Just look at this. Look at the text. The text says, and so it was while they were there. So it was while they were there, the days were completed for her to be delivered.
Yes.
While they were there, here comes the baby.
Yeah.
Now look.
That's a trip. Labor pains out there.
And you would think, God, why didn't you let them get back home? I mean, this is from the human perspective. The scholars estimate that Mary being pregnant, she and Joseph, probably at best walking, could cover 17 miles a day. 17 miles. And it would have taken them 5 days, 7 hours to get back home. And you know, few women want to have their baby away from their family.
Amen.
Am I right, ladies?
Amen.
Friends, usually the last place you want to have a baby is out of town.
That's right.
So here is Mary in her Joseph's hometown, but not in her hometown.
So they were with the in-laws?
She was with the in-laws.
With her mother-in-law and not her own mother. Y'all get it. Women, y'all got me, right? With his mother, but not my mother. Okay, go ahead. His aunties, but not my aunties, in-laws.
So,
Amen.
so we want to just kind of bring to you the trip of favor and how it can, the timing sometimes seem to be off. with family and friends, you have the support. You know, they're being around you, and everybody's all playing who's going to do this, who's going to do that. But here, Mary and Joseph are in Bethlehem when she delivers the baby.